Welcome back. The season's most thrilling Reacher episode is Burial. Why? Because the mystery deepens, the stakes rise, and the intimidating protagonist, already a hulk in stature, becomes extremely enraged following a failed attempt on his life. There are two very small developments at the start of the episode. O'Donnell's family, which consists of his attractive wife and 2 kids, is introduced to us. His family stays with their in-laws until the matter is addressed, thanks to the arrangements made by the 2 male special investigators who are still on the team. Neagley and Dixon investigate new era technologies at their Denver, Colorado, distribution warehouse in the meantime. They use their manners and a clipboard to get in, posing as government inspectors. They find out that the plant has already produced 650 missiles. The aforementioned missiles are eventually discovered when a man who works for AM intercepts the cargo, shoots the driver, and unlocks the crates. Reacher learns that AM is a ghost, not even acknowledged by the Treasury Department of the United States. Through a connection to his late brother Joe, they speak with 2 agents who are familiar with AM. They provide them with a list of aliases. They had focused on Ajari Mahmood, the last name on the list. They didn't know much about the person. They didn't know his look, his race, or his beliefs, so they couldn't offer any leads. They did discover, though, that he essentially works for the highest bidder by serving as a middleman for terrorist organizations looking to obtain weapons. The agents observe that bearer bonds are used to pay AM. The Treasury Department stopped accepting this type of payment in the 1980s because people like AM found it appealing. Bearer bonds have the benefit of allowing AM to carry millions in a briefcase without disclosing the bondholder's name. Taking note of this, the previous head of the unit concludes that instead of sending a third party, AM is probably going to pay in person. What details about Swan were discovered by Neagley and Swan? Neagley and Dixon learn that Swan has been approving new age orders, including the transfer of 650 missiles, during a firefight at the cargo drop site. Nevertheless, digital, fingerprint, and ocular scans are required for these clearances. It would take hundreds of individuals to pull off this spoof, which the team considers to be a closed-circuit operation. It is revealed why Reacher has been standing up for Swan in the face of overwhelming evidence against her. During an undercover operation, Swan once prevented the MP from dying by taking a bullet intended for him. Someone knew Swan from that organization. Swan had bought a guitar from them before. In the fight that follows, Jack faces up against 6 opponents. Swan bravely dives in front of Reacher to protect him when a bullet is fired in his direction. AM is later discovered to be traveling to Denver, most likely to pick up bearer bonds from Langley. He is passing through the Indiana village of French Lick. Langley also seems to be hinting at a scheme involving Swan's associates. The final scene of the Reacher episode is a sniper strike on the crew during Franz's funeral, most likely approved by Langley or Swan. All 4 of the special investigators run for safety behind the headstones as 2 shots are fired. Neagley hits one attacker in the head with a shot. In the meantime, Jack captures the second attacker in his car with Russo's help. Reacher confronts Dominic Lombardozzi's character Russo prior to the tragedy, believing he is attempting to influence the family of his deceased comrade. Then, Jack finds out that Russo is a kind and honest man because, when he was younger, he lost his father. Furthermore, because Russo discovered all 5 names from New Age security work in the 3rd precinct, he rules out the officer for being a rat. When the gunman is apprehended, he tells the ex-MP that Swan, not Langley, was the one who employed him. He consents to take Jack to a designated meeting spot in Queens so that the gunman can be paid. But as they get closer to the scene with Neagley, the building is destroyed by an explosion, which takes out Swan, their main lead. For more, subscribe.